Sometimes DoorDash gives me notifications. And the notifications are like always either a discount that I don't care about, like for something I never use, or begging me to try a new restaurant. Oh fuck. Did I start my humidifier? Hang on. I just got home. Hang on. I'm losing it. God, what a day. What a fucking day. Konbanwa, minasan, domo. Kato desu. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Collection HD. The first game. Case 4, the flashback case. I had to stop last time because the judge's voice is too much. But we're finding out some things. Gumshoe didn't do it, obviously. We know that. For many reasons, but we're getting the judge's testimony. He's not very good at being a witness. Also, Old Man Yowie, that happened last time. Great shit. God, that was so magical. Man, I'm so glad that that was recorded. So I can listen to it in like 2 years and be like, yeah. Yeah, I'll get to a good stopping point today. Finish this section of the case at least. But it will also just depend on how my voice holds out, because I went to an academic event for the first time since I graduated grad school, which is weird. But I went, and I chatted. My gab partner, we'll call him Todd. One of my previous bosses at my advisor job. He and we can't be in the same room together. We will never shut up. We will talk for forever. We're so bad. We can talk about the world's doom and destruction for too long. So I'll try to get to a good stopping point. But I also have to make sure that my voice doesn't completely fry out doing the judge's voice. I hope that it'll be better, because I did just eat some chocolate, and usually that kind of helps with those types of voices. I also turned on my humidifier finally, so but I yapped. So anyway, let's load. Yeah. Okay, judge testimony time. Hopefully he doesn't say a lot. I'm hoping. I don't think I have to deal with him again until the next game, like the end of it, so that's good. Okay, so we read through this already. During the recess, you went to the restroom. Right. Okay, yeah, he went to the restroom, and there was a window. He could see into the hallway. He entered and saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. Right, and then he disappeared. Right, and then he was like, okay, that's sus. Okay.
Hold it!
Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom? Alright, bad start. Why exactly did you pay a visit to— Why do you think he went to the restroom, Edgeworth? He's like, sir, were you jerking it? We're 5 minutes in.
Oh. Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe I knew it. You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you?
Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene. Having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away.
And why couldn't you?
Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom.
At least he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony. Did we do this already? That testimony piece sounded very familiar. He may have mentioned that earlier. I don't remember. Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom?
What? Well, what is the meaning of that statement?
I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor.
I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courtroom.
Wakaru. I suppose that's only natural given his circumstances.
I ran from the courtroom to this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals.
So you can take a little peep while you pee. That's so fucked. And it was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor.
Yes, exactly.
Your Honor, there was no need to yell. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last sentence.
You're a freak.
Now then, let's continue with the testimony.
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous. My eyes are sharp as...
His eyes are as sharp as can be. His tongue is not. Sorry.
My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy.
But allow me to say, with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
Alright. He disappeared. But, Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines? Sorry, sometimes the judge's voice, if I don't have enough mucus in my throat, it hits a gag reflex for me.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Judges going forward will not have this voice. Just this judge.
The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But, just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery.
That you're going crazy.
The detective must have...
Hi. Your voice might give out sooner than you think, maybe. Yeah, I'll at least get to the to be continued for this.
The detective must have gone to the crime scene lobby number 2 at that point.
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard. Did he?
Hold it!
Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm.
No. I'm
Perfectly calm. Dude, what did I say yesterday? That was so wretched. I was on call with my friend and I was so tired. God, what was it that I said? I wish I could remember. It was awful though. It was something like that level of a switcheroo. And I was like dead serious. Oh, it was great. You're being anything but perfectly calm. It appears that His Honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisca, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different? If you're referring to my height. Can't you hold that whip still for just a second? Now, about his honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor. If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I will, but there is one more thing I need to do if I am to correct his honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. Dude, I was really, like, I didn't sleep well because of all that's been happening, and plus I had a tattoo appointment on Saturday, right? And so I was, like, tired. Tired from that. But, like, that's the kind of tired that you don't really recover from with sleep, necessarily. I had some weird dreams, too. Like, the last few nights I've had really weird dreams. But I think that was the night that I was cosplaying a Ketchy. And my friend was cosplaying a Ketchy. And he did, like, a kneel-down pose, and I did a pose behind him. And we labeled the picture, behind every gay person is a more evil, gayer person. It was very vivid, to the point where I was like, I woke up like almost laughing. Okay, which of these statements? So the issue is Gumshoe didn't disappear, he sat down. And when he sat down, he disappeared from the line of sight because of like the window placement. I got you, Inception. Yeah, it's so funny because the person too, like, is someone I know would never cosplay a Ketchy, and like I'm not cosplaying a Ketchy in our duo. I'm doing Joker, although I would like to eventually cosplay a Ketchy, but yeah, okay, I think it's this. I'm not sure which statement it is, but I'm gonna say this. Okay, I know it's this evidence. I knew it was that evidence, just wasn't sure which statement.
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving their testimony?
If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me?
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier. That's what they call me in the streets. Has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, you had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. While it is true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, that's so. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see, roasting his little sister. I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window.
No!
I knew we shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then?
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Hold it. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm.
Oh, well, I didn't say it with any enthusiasm because I wasn't sure it was him.
Hold it!
There we go.
All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Yeah, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? God, Edgeworth without, like, the huge eye bags is so weird. Hashtag not my Edgeworth. Bro had crow's feet at 30. I know it. I'm starting to get them. Not a lot, but they're sticking around. Let me look at them. Yeah, just a little. Not a lot, though. I don't mind it, though. I'm never someone who is worried about wrinkles. Or gray hair. Honestly, I wish my hair would go gray faster. Because I love silver hair. I want that for me. And then I don't have to bleach it. And then if I get tired of the silver, I can manic panic at a different color. EZPZ.
I suppose it's possible you can see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Okay. We know what this is.
How is that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, how could you try to state the important facts first next time? Gray hair or wrinkles aren't as bad as everyone claims. Yeah, I would agree. Especially gray hair. And my mom said that when you're older and your hair, like you start getting older, your hair, like your armpit hair and your leg hair, it stops growing. So you don't have to shave anymore. I don't usually shave my legs unless I'm cosplaying something femme or going to something that I feel like it needs to be socially acceptable, unfortunately. So that's very rare. But I do shave my armpits because otherwise I get stinky. Because I am a sweaty white man. I can't wait to not have to do that anymore. Gray silver hair reminds me of Michelle or Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I wish I had Michelle's hair. People who have like white hair from albinism too. I'm like, oh man, I wish that was my hair. But I know that life is rough. Very rough.
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Ugh, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
Sorry that I said popper like a New Yorker. Sometimes that accent comes out in ways like kappa, and it comes out in ways that it shouldn't. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Sorry, hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard a noise in the background. It's just the neighbors. They're doing their laundry, and it's the washer. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. That's what I am. I'm not like a regular sweaty white lady. I'm a sweaty, ugly, like nasty, gross. I sweat so much. All the time. In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony?
Now hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, his Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him. Oof, my hip. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh. Sorry, I'm massaging my hip bone. Honesty is key. That's right. I'm a bitch that if I always had time and didn't feel like I was being wasteful, I'd shower twice a day during the summer. EZPZ. As we established, you went to the restroom during recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
That's good. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist.
Okay. This is the new one?
Let's see. I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well. What did you do after that?
Let's see. I had to make some preparations, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs.
So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot?
Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened...
I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened. Oh, I thought it was going to show the flashback again, and I was like, no. If it's something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it.
Yeah, but all I did was forget to mention it.
That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not on a Von Karma.
Oh. But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it.
I suppose I have no choice in the matter. Your Honor, about what you just said.
I know, I couldn't believe it myself. The bang with the gunshot, I heard it loud and clear, and then I do chuck back, and I jumped in the air like this, yeah, just like this, with a quick,
What did he say in that first one? I couldn't believe it, but I heard it. Oh, okay.
Homie!
Your Honor, please remain calm when you are trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was someone there!
This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. I believe that we finally found the flaw in his Honor's testimony. Yet sadly, he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in! At least that thing finally came in handy. Indeed. Now let's see what happens when I present it to his Honor. Sorry, I'm gonna pull back my hair. My hair is getting longer. And it's at a length right now that it's like just a little too short to push over one shoulder and let it stay, but it's too long otherwise. So back it goes. I'm trying to grow it out for this Japan trip in November, so that'll be nice and long so I can do something pretty with it when we inevitably take nice pictures in like kimono or some shit. And then after that it's getting choppied. Okay, I was in that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this... Let me see these statements. Oh, shit. So. 押してしまった. Anyway. Just one friend, yeah, but it'll be fun. This will be my 4th time in Japan. Suppose you can't see a seated person from this window. However, it's what's in that hallway? Okay. どっちか? Okay, there's like a few combinations I'm gonna try. It could be... Okay, it's not that, Your Honor. There's a very large flaw in your statement. There's also a flaw in my logic. Let me try this on the last one. And then if it's not this piece of evidence, it's Detective Bad's testimony. I could see it going other... I could see it also going that way, but I think what it wants is perhaps this. Nope. Okay. Contradict one another. I don't feel contradiction in the air. Arg. Mr. Edgeworth, I advise you to be a little more cautious. That's okay. We have plenty of health as Edgeworth. Much more than Phoenix, so I can be a little bit of a doofus. Alright. Let's try Detective Bad's testimony then. Okay, then it's that other one. Yeah, I mean, I lived in Japan, so I don't feel like... I don't feel like it's... Hi, Nim! I don't feel like it's excessive. Because I have, like, people there I'm going to see. You know? And it's a whole-ass country. I'm going new places pretty much every time. Although last time... Did I go anywhere new? Because it had been so long... I think... No, I did go new places. I went to the same cities, but I went new places in those cities. Okay. I think this is Detective Bad's. Okay.
You're on. I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to allow me... I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Ye gods, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. My case? My taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
No. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Ugh.
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite... What the fuck did she say? I'm scared. Bite your tongue on those preposterous names. What? What? Okay, whatever.
No. Ah.
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska.
Don't talk back to me, unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that. Youch.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
Okay, I see. Another one.
How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Now, Balloon. Okay. I understand.
Take that!
I'm sorry, I'm cranking the tunes on my end. Nim, you missed me talking about it at the beginning, but I went to an academic. I don't know if you remember the research day that we went to last time when you were visiting. I went to it this year. I saw my advisor. She didn't remember that I'd graduated. I don't think she even remembered my name, except my old boss said it. Crazy.
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of balloon.
I see. I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there was no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun?
Oh,
I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
what manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I would have wrapped this thing up before the judge was even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound.
Did she think I was still a student? She must have. She was like, "Are you graduating this year?" Bro. Be so for real with me.
But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse.
Pookie. I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. That balloon that girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I'll see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Yeah, wow is great. That's a great way to put it, Nem. That's how I felt. I was like, oh.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
Increase his salary, Judge.
True. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case.
Man. Well, what is it now? Is it time for my trial already?
I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
Yow!
My whip will object, loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I gotcha, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. Lied by omission, I see. He's still singing the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him.
Okay.
So was it really Detective Bad who called you down here?
You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out, and this call comes in. I want you down here in 1 minute flat, he said. Well, I thought this was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. Although, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat. Yeah, that feels right.
So how long did it take you?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it?
He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal.
And by he, you mean?
Detective Bad, of course, and this being my first time at this courthouse, he also walked with me up to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along the way?
Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran into Ms. Yu. When he heard from Ms. Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2?
I just keep wanting to call it number 2. That's not right.
Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scuffy, If you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Ouch!
But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close.
Great word. Insipid's a great word.
Hold it!
I'm only going to ask you one more time, Detective Gumshoe. Are you sure you stood in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time?
Yep. After I was told to by Detective Bad, I stood guard in front of that door without a single break. So believe me when I say that I was in that hallway the whole time already, pal.
Why did everyone go quiet all of a sudden again? Apparently someone has a bit of trouble reading between the lines.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean? I don't... Be quiet!
Ouch! I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony
To a close.
Hold it!
Okay.
Would you also be willing to swear that there was no one else in that hall besides you?
Whoa, what are you talking about? I just swore to you that I was doing my job, pal.
Oh? Then what are you acting so nervous for?
What? I'm not nervous at all, pal. Anyway, not a single person other than myself was in that hall the whole time.
I should just let it go. Pursuing this train of thought at this time would just be a waste of time.
To have such a foolishly foolish contradiction and such a foolishly foolish testimony is just plain old foolish.
Indeed. However, in the pursuit of the perfect investigation, I'm afraid we have to deal with it by squashing it under the weight of the evidence.
All right. All right. Yes, you did. Because you bought a Swiss roll. Show me Swiss roll. Hell yeah.
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose, that you also recall the sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. That's really funny that he says that. He's like, hey. Oh, you know what? That was me.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Eek! I promise to clean it up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Ouch!
It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright. I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine.
Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement. It may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it.
You didn't have the money.
Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Can't talk. Oh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. No.
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal? That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Oh. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
No, I told you I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it.
Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in that hallway, don't you? Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that?
Wait, you do? Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway?
I would assume the balloon again, right? But this was dropped. It's either this or this. Let's try this first. What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything. Alright, that's fair. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know.
No! I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
I have no intention of falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist.
Okay, it is the Swiss roll. It's the Swiss roll. Okay.
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you are under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief!
Oh, I would never do such a thing.
All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. Is that a Persona 5 reference? I mean, technically the balloon is also correct, but like this, I don't know. This connects this person to Gumshoe, I guess.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective?
No.
This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Pookie! He said no. He said no. Down. Everything is a Persona 5 reference. If you have the rot that I have, it's in my spine.
It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name, and it's Kay.
Kay what?
Kay Faraday.
Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you. I'm Kay.
Kay? You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Kay, it appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Rawr! I love her. I love her.
Oh dear.
What is the matter, Your Honor?
I claim to hand down fair verdicts, but I unfairly cast suspicion on the big fella. If this had been a trial just now, I would have destroyed his life. I am the guilty one.
We all make mistakes, Your Honor. To err is human, to forgive divine, as they say.
Although, If you were to make a mistake during a trial, then it would be quite unforgivable. Okay. Why is my game lagging?
It's the defense attorney's bench.
Oh, is this the same dialogue as before?
I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened.
What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking.
I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow.
Okay, yeah, this is all the same dialogue as before. Okay, gumshoe.
It appears that we've caught you red-handed eating a Swiss roll.
Ugh. Look, I'm sorry about lying to you, pal.
And do you have nothing else to say?
Sure do. It was so fluffy and sweet and big. It was perfection, pal. And totally worth every penny of my bonus.
I see. Well, good for you, detective.
I can't believe it, but it's almost funny when a fool is this unbelievably foolish. Aw. Edgeworth's like, you know what? I can't fault him. He found whimsy in life. Good for him. Alright, Kay.
Now then, Kay.
I've been waiting for that this whole time. I'm not even gonna... That's the thing I remember from this case, is that she hisses at him. She goes, rawr, and I'm not friends with this person anymore, but there was a person I used to hiss at like that. As an adult, by the way. Just like, we'd piss each other off so much. She's like a stray cat. She's such a feral child.
I wonder if I should feed her something.
Here's your Swiss roll, sweetheart.
Take that!
Shoves into her mouth.
Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Ain't no way she just hit Edgeworth with the hiss. With the Oh! A Swiss roll!
It really belongs to you though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh.
Oh my.
Your father. He's... don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Kay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I, myself, was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me.
We call this trauma. PTSD. The way he says what he says to Kay, let it all out, your father just passed away. He wanted someone to say that to him. He's saying what he wanted to hear as a kid. And just this following dialogue here, like, kind of proves it. It's very sad.
This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
You're right. Sorry about that. Kay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes?
Oh, he's used to being a big brother because he's got Fran. Ooh. Get him. Oops. No! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
I feel better now. Thanks.
Okay, Pookie.
Kay, are you going to be alright?
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
Hey, and you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry. Just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Aww. Aww. It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
Sister. Oh, hello.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings.
Alright. I want to show you things.
Oh, Daddy showed this to me before.
Well, he was a prosecutor too, so it's only natural that he had one as well.
Daddy would pin this badge on me a lot just for fun.
Just for fun. Sorry, recreating a list was hard.
Pinning a prosecutor's badge on a child for fun.
Daddy said that if he put it on his clothes, a scary prosecutor would get mad. He also said that the scary prosecutor said it was more fashionable not to wear it. I wonder who that scary prosecutor could be.
I wonder, could Kay be talking about Mr. Von Karma?
That's really funny.
Kay, about this.
Huh? Are you giving it to me? But I promised Daddy that I wouldn't take things from strangers. I'm sorry.
It's alright. I wasn't intending to give it to you anyway.
Oh, okay. Guess I thought wrong.
Miles,
Miles, even you shouldn't... Even if you show that to her, she isn't going to magically know all about it.
I suppose you're right.
Sorry, I just want to do things.
You really need to stop picking on Gummy, okay?
Okay, atta girl. You're a great kid, you know that?
What is with their chummy relationship?
Cute. What the heck are you doing reminding her of her father's death, pal?
I didn't think of that.
She may look all happy, but she's really hurting deep down inside, you know. So have a heart and be more sensitive, okay, pal?
I'm sorry. For once, this detective is actually the voice of reason.
That's so funny. Same thing? Okay.
That's really funny.
That's just like into the first game when you try to show him a picture of his dead dad. It all comes back around.
Kay, about this.
Oh, okay, same bit. This was your dad's though, I feel like. That's funny. Do you want this cashed check? Makes sense she would have one and you do display as well. Yeah.
I came here with Daddy for his work, and I wanted to eat with him. Daddy.
She looks so sad and lost. I can't bring myself to make her recall any more about today's events.
I love her theme. The bass under that, like that's going crazy under there. If I ever learn how to play shamisen, I'd love to learn how to play this song. Bam, 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 dun, dun. Yeah, good. Sorry, I'm just saving.
Kay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh?
Is that a Persona 5 reference? I'm fine, I'm normal.
So, I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of some sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. One day I'll read a line right the first time. It's not today. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? Are you jealous?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal with a gun rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep.
I love the swirl in her hair in her younger design, like in her bangs.
I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing there in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine. So I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
Ah, you got me!
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later.
Oops. My bad. My bad. Why did it start me at the top of the choices? Silly. She said, I know she's just wearing a seira fuku, like a schoolgirl uniform, but something about the color and her hair and everything does remind me a little bit of Kill la Kill. 運命の糸を断ち切ったその先に今 Yeah. You know the one.
Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
I love that they're not showing the flashback. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Whack. Yow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay. I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, Look, see, it's right here on this page. Never take things from a stranger, never go anywhere with a stranger.
Alright then. I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Oversight on his part.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe.
That animation was really funny because it looks like he was like gonna give it to her and then was like, never mind, put it back. Oops. Hey, guess what time it is? I spilled water.
Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little K in that hallway.
Oh. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy! Hold it! Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon.
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's... well...
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why.
So, what was Detective Gumshoe's? Why did I stutter on that? So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why.
Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? Yeah? Hold. Okay, I don't think it's to do with that. It feels like it's been a while since the last water spill. I mean, I spill water literally every day. I just don't always say. I should like start a thread somewhere. Spilled water. Spilled water. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about the things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Kay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your daddy. Aww. Huh. Is it this?
This is that piece of evidence.
What are you showing me that for?
It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation. Well, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't get what you're trying to say with that. Or you just like showing it off?
Are you gonna give that to me, mister?
I don't feel that the court needs to enter that into the court record at this time.
What is wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although, it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake, and that's why. Now then, back to the topic at hand. Detective Gumshoe lied for Kay's sake, and I know I hold the evidence which shows the reason why.
Why was he lying? To Kay, or about Kay? Is it this? Okay.
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promised notebook. How does this explain anything?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going.
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a
Ah, 나루호도 ne? But she took the Swiss roll. 나루호도. 야부타. 약속을. 나루호도 ne.
Never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool is full of a foolish reason for a fool.
Yow!
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy!
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that vending machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy. So I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had about $1 in coins.
So we pooled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll of save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. He didn't remember meeting Kay, he just remembered the Swiss roll and getting arrested. Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. But I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So, just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Wow, you really got me there, pal. That's cute.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me, is that it?
You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course. I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Ah, hey girl. I knew! Her theme came on my shuffle on my way home. Great song. Actually, it just proves the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Ms. Yu.
I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people.
What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy.
Oh, and what are we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Go, Kay, go. Miss Callisto, you! That girl is Mr. Faraday's! I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run all wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak of nothing getting... I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
Ah,
I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry. I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Mr. Von Karma.
Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Ms. Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1.
Okay. I know that this was a short stream, but I talked a lot today. And the judge's voice, I don't know if you can hear the slight rasp to my voice now. The judge's voice does destroy me. So, we're going to end it here. But that's okay. More on Friday. More on Friday. Friday more. Maybe we'll finish this Friday. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how much the judge talks, to be honest. Then Saturday more I the Somnium Files, I believe. That will be a thing this Saturday. Let me just double check. I can never remember anything anymore. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yay. Yeah. I'm so excited for more I the Somnium Files. It's so funny. I just followed someone on Twitter for their Great Ace Attorney liking and their Persona 5 liking. And then they've just gotten into I the Somnium Files as well. Love to see it. Perfect. So that's delicious. Right into my hands. Thanks. Thanks, Zara. Thanks for understanding. It was a crazy couple of hours that I spent there. Well, I had not even, like, the whole shindig, like, the whole event was about an hour, 45 minutes, right? But then I spent literally an hour talking to my former supervisor. Because he, like I said at the beginning, he and I, when we yap. And I also talked to my beloved, the woman who gave me a reference, and, like, she's retiring at the end of this month. She's like, it's time. And I was like, oh my God, no, that's so sad for my poor old supervisor and, like, everybody in the program. She's been in the program for 35 years. It's like, I don't think the program has existed without her, actually. So it'll be a rough transition not having her around. But she needs to enjoy her life. I love her. It was so good to see her. She makes me feel better about things. And I saw, it was really funny because, like, I was like 5 minutes late to the first presentation. I felt so bad because it was one of my friends, and it was like one of the 2 presentations. I was like, I have to see this one. And I was like, fuck. So I, like, poked my head in, and there was no obvious seat. There was one in, like, the back of the classroom. It was like a small classroom. But, like, someone cleared a spot for me toward the front. And so I was like, when I poked my head in, so I didn't notice. But a couple of my friends who were PhD students were in the back. So when I took the seat in the back, they were like, "Hey, oh my God, hi." And they were like, "Did you hear the collective gasp that we let out when you walked in?" And I was like, "No, I was too busy worrying about the seat. Oh my God, that's so funny." And then like my former professor was like, "Oh my God, hi, hey." And I was like, "Hey, oh my God, thank you for the reference." Like blah, blah, blah. And it was really nice. Yeah. And then, like I said, my former supervisor and I yap. We yap. It was so funny because he was like, "I don't know, because I've worked with her for forever, like, you know, years and years, and like we have this rapport, right? Like that's family now, you know." And I was like, "I know, but think about how we've known each other, how we knew each other for less than a year, and we can yap like this." And he was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. Like I should be optimistic." I was like, "Yeah, don't worry." It was really funny. My other friends, the PhD friends, they did a presentation with my former professor about AI, Gen AI in the classroom. And it was nice because every other fucking presentation that I ever see people do on AI in my university is pro Gen AI, and they are not. And it was really nice to see. I was like, "Thank you." And I was talking to one of them afterward, and I was like, "Dude," and like the context of like the anti-intellectual era that we're like entering, and she was like pointing at me like, "Yum, yum, yum." It was so funny. Yeah, it was good times. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be for an academic event. It was interesting to watch my brain click back in, like, "Oh yeah, like this is what it's like to think about these things." And one of the teachers, a sensei that has been with the program for a while, she did a presentation that I was like, "This is really interesting." She was talking about like sensory experience within the classroom as a professor, and I was like, "I don't have a question, but like something I thought of was just like also in your positionality, talking about divergent, like neurodivergency, or like like addressing that part of your positionality as well." And she was like, "Oh yeah, I never thought about that, blah blah blah." And then I caught her and another lady who presented in the hallway later, and I was like, "You guys both were so good," because they were. And then I was like, and then the sensei was like, "No, like thank you so much for your comment, like blah blah blah. I like now I'm really thinking about it." And I was like, "Oh my God, like it was just a suggestion. You do not have to do. You've been working on this research for 5 years, almost 6 now. You don't have to change anything, okay? This was just like going forward, perhaps, like something that you could think of. Also, I'm literally nobody. I'm literally so nobody. You don't have to take this." She laughed, but I was like, "No, you don't get it." Like, but yeah, and then there was a woman who did this excellent presentation about indigenous people from Bangladesh, and she spat so many facts, or like just truths about how anti-immigrant the universities in this country can be, and how not understanding they are of immigrant situations, especially that of immigrants from indigenous populations. It was so good. I was like, "Dude, I've never met this woman in my life, but she's a fucking queen. I kneel at her fucking feet." So cool. And she was also very, like, she was very pretty. Not in a way that I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna flirt with her," but like, she was just like a very like pleasant face. So she was pleasant to look at, aesthetically pleasing face. And then listening to her talk, and I was like, "Girl," and so my friend and I, my PhD friend and I were talking, and we were like, I turned to her and I was like, "Holy shit." And then she goes, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "That's a queen." She's like, "I know." And I was like, "Dude." Yeah, it was fun. Great stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening to that little yap about what I did today. Here's how my day was, guys. Yeah, I'll try to finish this case next time. I would like to finish this case next time. I I want to get to the next game so bad. I know I shouldn't rush it, but I'm so excited for the next game for so many reasons. And I know this last case, the last one, is going to be rough because the pacing. I think this game, well, I'll talk about it later. I need to go. I need to, like, lay down. So, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. I'm not. Please wear a mask. It'll help you with your allergies. Ooh, you want to get those allergies managed so bad. You know what's better than taking fucking allergy meds? A mask. And also, it'll prevent you from getting sick as often. Hee Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye.